Hey Dan. We're gonna continue on where we left off last time by popping into this middle door right here. And if I sound a little different today, it's just that I'm getting over a cold. Now let's see where Luigi has ended up. Well, immediately we have a couple Koopas here. And an artifact. What do we have here? Looks like sheet music. And there's also an information booth very close by. Let's talk to this woman here. Why is the Sydney Opera closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the Sydney Opera sheet music was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing the Sydney Opera sheet music. Apparently they only have one copy for the entire orchestra. Reward, $1,190. Sydney's Opera House has become the most well-known landmark in the city. Most people remark that it looks exactly like a boat under full sail. A contest was held to design the Opera House. People from all over the world submitted plans, and a young architect from Denmark was chosen. Because of problems with the construction, the architect unhappily left the project before it was completed. The theatre is built on Benelong Point, named for an Aborigine, Australia's native people. Now, I will point out that the term Aborigine is really fallen out of use. There are still some people who use the term to describe themselves, who self-identify as Aborigine, but the term is definitely fallen out of favor. It's more likely that a person will describe themselves as being either an Indigenous person or an Indigenous Australian, or sometimes an Australian Aboriginal. Where am I? You're in the Southern Hemisphere. Its name means unknown southern land, I hear. Okay, and what is this? Bring that round Sydney Harbor to the Opera House, and they'll sing you praises. Alright, let's have a look at the map here. Okay, let's head down. Get some of those Koopas. Once again, you can see a different style of architecture for the buildings in the background here. Sort of trying to denote that, it's a different locale, a different climate even. So many Koopas on this road. Any others? No, let's head down. But first, chat with this fellow here. Where am I? I don't like to be bossy, but can't you recognize an Aussie? What is this? You scored! That's from the Opera House opened in 1973 on Benelong Point. As I play along today, I might be speaking a little bit less and taking a few more breaks for water, but don't worry, we do have some lovely music this time around. Let's head over and see if we can't figure out if any of those two Koopas there to the right have any artifacts on them. Hurry, Luigi, hurry! No, and no. But there is a pipe here, so let's see where this will take us. Did that just take us? Yep, it took us one road to the north, but it did drop us right in front of this information booth. Why is Bondi Beach closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the surfboard from Bondi Beach was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing the surfboard from Bondi Beach. Again, they only have one surfboard for the entire beach. Australia, because it is both a continent and a country, has thousands of miles of coastline. Two of the most popular beaches near Sydney are famous around the world. Both Manly and Bondi beaches are popular as great surfing beaches, but Bondi is perhaps the better of the two. Thousands of beach enthusiasts gather at Bondi every year to watch the Australian Surfing Championships. I'm sure there will be some Manly Beach defenders who will take issue with that claim. But hey, to each their own. Let's head up into the northern part of the city, and you should have a pretty clear idea of where we are, seeing as how they've said both Sydney and Australia very directly. Where am I? I knew the maps wouldn't fail ya. This is Sydney, Australia. Alright, putting 2 and 2 together to come up with 4. We know exactly where we are. Alright, one more. Up. Where am I? It's a continent and a country, and it's the only one that's like that. And wait for that man patiently. Head over here, and hopefully you have something for me. You do, alright. And that looks certainly like a surfboard. Alright, let's see where this pipe will take us. Well, that's not the most helpful. Well, I mean, a little bit. We'll just head north a couple of streets. And then we should be able to, there we are, get the last item there. Finish off that Koopa. Check with this little boy. Where am I? It's the world's 6th largest country, but you can also count on it being the smallest continent. And what is this? It's so cute I can't bear it, even though koalas aren't bears. Ah yes, we have a bear here. Or rather a koala bear, which is not a bear. Alright, how about you? What do you have to say? Why is the Taronga Zoo closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the Taronga Zoo koala was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing the Taronga Zoo koala. Reward 2100, bonus 2800. The koala is a world-famous symbol of Australia. Contrary to popular belief, koalas are not bears but marsupials. The country down under is the only place in the world where these small, cuddly animals can be found. The Taronga Zoo has its own landing wharf to receive the ferry boat which brings visitors from Sydney, a 25-minute ride away. The zoo is the nearest place to the city where tourists and Australians can see the koalas and other animals unique to this country and continent. Alright, I want to return the Taronga Zoo koala. Koalas can be found only in Australia. Taronga Zoo can be reached from Sydney by kangaroo ride. No, don't want to get in those pouches. Too much mucus, according to Bart and Homer Simpson. It is by ferry boat. Very good. Let's have a look here. Very nice. Very cuddly-ish. Alright, and next up we've got a couple of other things to return, but let's head down to Bondi Beach. Is that this level? No, one more. Okay. Heading down the street and all the way across. I wonder what this man has to say about surfboards. What is this? Sydney-siders are avid surfboard riders. They cover Bondi's 75,000 square feet of white sand every weekend. I want to return the surfboard from Bondi Beach. Every year, the Australian Surf Blank are held at Bondi. University Conference Championships Bonanza Championships. About how big is Bondi Beach? Oh, well, it's a good thing we just spoke to that man. It's 75,000 square feet. Very good. Otherwise, I guess I would have just had to guess. And there's a rather active surfer cutting across the wave, catching some surf. Not hanging 10. can tell you that much. I don't know what else to say. And I've gone the wrong way. Can you tell I don't surf? Alright, last things here, back where we started. I want to return the Sydney Opera sheet music. People say the Opera House resembles a blueberry Danish. No. A sailboat. When did the Opera House open? That was 1973. Wonderful, and here's a nice picture of it. Yes. Looking quite lovely. Now let's open up the globulator. And we want Australia, so we'll head over this way. But not Perth, no. We want Sydney. And what's this over here? Auckland, New Zealand. Ah, yes. Sydney, Australia. Now, it's interesting because they claim Australia is a continent, but they also list Oceania as this continent or as this region. So, you know. Make up your mind, Mario is missing. Ooh. I do like sometimes just playing a little game of peekaboo with the pokey there. Alright, and that is Sydney cleared, so let's move right on to the next one. Which will mean we've almost finished off with this room, and I don't know if I said this before, but apparently that is Iggy, not Lemmy. I'm having a lot of trouble telling the Koopa kids apart, the Koopalings. Once again, we very quickly get our first artifact, which looks like, I don't know, just a bunch of gray. We've got the Hotel Esplendido. Alright, there's a little hint there. We've got, again, a different... Oh, another Hotel Esplendido. Very good. Nope, come back here. Go in there. See what this cop has to say. Where am I? On South America's east coast, Buenos Aires harbor gives Argentina a reason to boast. And what is this? Monumental detective work. That missing stone made a hole in the obelisk monument. I see, it's a stone. Oh yes. Very good representation of stone. Let's just see what else is nearby. Oh my goodness, there are so many Koopas down here. Oh, don't cross in the middle of the street, Luigi. Come on now, very good. And that one, yes. And this little boy, don't jump on him. Where am I? This is South America. Take a peek at the Andes, world's second highest peaks. And what is this? That stone is from an obelisk. You can climb this one with little risk. Okay. I do believe the highest peaks in the world are the Himalayan mountains. Anything down here? Alright, one Koopa to the far left there. As well as an information booth. Oh, come here. There we go. I suppose we could ask this fellow what's up? Where am I? While you're here, you can see gauchos? Gauchos. Let's try that. Argentina's version of the cowboy. What is this? That's part of a tall monument to Buenos Aires. Climb it outside and it might be scary. True, true. Alright, and what can you tell us? Why is the Gaucho Museum closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the boleadoras was stolen, and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing the boleadoras. Reward 2,900. I can't read. Reward $2,090. Gauchos are Argentina's version of cowboys. Boleadoras, a Y-shaped lasso with leather-covered stone balls at one end, was the gaucho's most efficient herding tool. In the 1700s, the gaucho lived in the fields with his herds. He mostly traveled the Pampa plains while riding extremely fast horses imported from the Spaniards. The gaucho used the boleadoras to trip the bulls and cows in his herd, causing them to fall. Once on the ground, he could brand or butcher the cattle without help. Okay. Now we do need to get to the north side of the city, so tell you what, why don't we move back here and try this pipe here. Get on top there, Luigi. Very good. Ah, very useful. Take out that one there, and this one here, and what do we have? Oh, that could very well be the boleadoras. There's another Koopa down here, as well as another information booth. So let's see if we've got everything that we need. Nope, still searching for one more, but what can you tell me? Buenos Aires is the second largest Latin American city after Mexico City. And what is this? That's an interesting old gaucho tool and belongs in the Jose Hernandez Gaucho Museum. No, yes, okay, please go away. I'd like to speak to this information booth attendant. Why is the Teatro Colón closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the flute from the Teatro Colón was stolen, and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing, the flute from the Teatro Colón. One flute goes missing and everything shuts down, I'm sure. Yes, exactly. Reward $1,710. The Teatro Colón is considered one of the world's most beautiful opera houses. It is also famous for its wonderful acoustics, or sound system. It was built in 1908. The stage can hold 600 performers and is longer than one city block. The theater is very fancy with its huge chandeliers, red and gold box seats, and soft red upholstery. Besides opera, the Colón is home to the National Ballet and National Symphony companies. Sounds like they put on some good work. Alright, let's check in here. Why is the obelisk closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the stone from the obelisk was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing, the stone from the obelisk. Reward, $2,375. Bonus, $3,800. The obelisk monument in downtown Buenos Aires honors the 400th anniversary of the founding of Argentina's capital city. Built in 1910 and made of stone, it was designed to look like the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. The obelisk is very tall and can be seen from most of downtown. A small door on the monument's side allows visitors the unique opportunity to climb an obelisk. A staircase inside brings visitors to the top, where they can look out onto the Plaza de República and view the entire city. Alright, so one of these last two Koopas must have what we're looking for. Good, there it is. I do like the look of these little marketplaces they have here with some nice fresh fruits and vegetables out front. Where am I? The Plaza de Mayo is the biggest square in Buenos Aires. The city's name means good air. What is this? Teatro Colón was built in 1908. That flute is instrumental to the symphony orchestra. Oh, why must you make puns? Alright, now here we are at the monument, so let's select the stone there. I want to return the stone from the obelisk. Alright, let's see what they have. Pardon me, I was taking a sip of water there. It honors the founding of Buenos Aires. What will you find at the top of the obelisk? Windows. Windows from which you can look out on the city. There we are. Let's pop on in. And yes, that does look very much like the Washington Monument, and like most other obelisks. Alright, and how about you? Let's get the flute selected. Oh, there we go. I want to return the flute. How many people can fit on the stage? 1908, no. A city block's full, no. 600. 600 indeed. Which group does not perform at the Cologne? Ballet, opera, they both do. Tango dancers? No, not regularly anyways. And there we are. Very nice. Lovely exterior. Of course, they spoke about how lovely the interior is. It's a shame they don't show you what that really looks like. Let's pop down this one here. See, does that put us any closer? Somewhat. And see about returning these boleadoras, which I may be pronouncing correctly. I may not. My apologies. Again, Spanish is not my forte. I want to return the boleadoras. What is a boleadoras? A gaucho nacho? Another word for bowling? No. A gaucho tool? Yes. What is the American version of a gaucho? Dairy cow, pampa, cowboy. It's cowboy. And let's have a look here. Very nice. Little gaucho there. Sat on his horse. Alright, now getting back to the entry and exit. Let's go into the globulator. So we're looking for Buenos Aires, Argentina. So we'll head out that way. Very good. To get to South America. And sure enough, our first stop on the Atlantic coast here is Buenos Aires. And there's Yoshi, and there we have it. Yet another city secured. Alright, Dan. Well, we only have one more city in this section to clear before we'll be facing off against Iggy. Unless I'm wrong, and that is in fact Lemmy, as I had thought I had corrected myself. But you know what? Either way, we're going to face off against him after clearing this one next city, but we'll do that next time. Alright, Dan. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.